Guys, welcome to Barça Volume, episode 3 of the Culers only podcast. Guys, thank you for stopping by. Like the stream. My guy Jonas is going to be with me in just a second. But before we get started, guys, there's so many topics today. Rooney Bardhgi is in Barcelona. We're going to be talking about Real Madrid and their demise. We're going to be talking a lot about Rashford, some of those things that are just coming out right now. And I'm going to have that for you guys. So, guys, please like the stream so we can get to even more people. I would really appreciate if you guys get in the chat and start, posting. And I'm gonna be reading you guys a lot throughout the show. And but yeah, let's get started, man. What is going on, Jonas? How's it going, man?
Yeah. Can you hear me properly, man?
Yeah, loud and clear, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Listen, you guys already know, bro. Barcelona, a lot of topics, bro. Rooney Bardhgi arrived at Barcelona. Apparently, Hansi Flick, Mate, I think Moreto gave the green light. And listen, I mean, there's a lot of news with Ter Stegen, right? Ter Stegen and Hansi Flick have an all-important meeting. Like, it looks like, after a lot of days, ever since the Nico Williams news, the saga it eventually broke down. It looks like finally Barcelona fans we're starting to see some action. So, hey, man, it's just interesting times once again. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy to me. Like a lot. This is the signing that I thought it was really interesting because we just didn't see anything that it was supposed to be. The deal was supposed to be done, but because of that Nico Williams saga, this really never was talked about and was really never mentioned, and it kind of got lost in the weeds. But now that this Nico Williams thing is over. We're basically presenting him right now, and I guess he's getting ready to be off to Asia, right, with Barcelona to
Yes.
see what he can do, and hopefully, like I have a lot of hopes that Rooney Bardhgi can come back healthy and fit, and also can impress Flick enough to where he can help us next season. But what are you expecting from Rooney Bardhgi, to be honest? Be like, is something more realistic? Should we expect them to see him next season?
You know what it is with Ronnie Bardhgi? It's just that like he's coming off an ACL, so we just can't force it. But what I would say is that, I mean, if he impresses in preseason, I'm definitely putting him in the first team squad because currently we do not have a backup right wing. So if he
Hmm.
impresses in that Asian tour, there's a very good chance that he's the backup right wing, maybe the 20th man on the roster. But if he does very bad, it's okay. Like, or if he
Yeah.
just doesn't impress, you know what? Start with Barca Athletic the first 3 months, and then we can integrate you slowly. You'll get some chances. Copa del Rey, bottom of the table, Elche. But listen, very talented player. Let's see, bro.
Hmm.
He looks very confident, by the way. Look, he's walking out, you know what I'm saying, with the
Yeah.
shades. Like
Uh
this guy
huh.
looks pretty confident, bro. I'm pretty. I think he's gonna show us something in preseason, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
honestly, my thoughts are like this. I think he has a great chance of proving something because if you look at it from this standpoint, I think Rooney Bardhgi is one of the biggest winners of not getting Nico Williams, because Nico
Yeah,
Williams could have done a lot of that, could have taken that load of Lamine Yamal on the right as well, because Nico Williams is a player who plays on the left but can play on the right, and not having Nico Williams opens up opportunities, kind of like what Dembele opened up an
yeah,
opportunity for
fact.
Lamine Yamal. Now Rooney Bardhgi gets something to say. This dude, these players, dude, they live for this moment. It's for these moments. It's like when you get a chance to play for a team like Barcelona, even as a rotational player, there it is, dude. You have a chance to just sub in for Lamine, or rest Lamine and have Bardhgi there. That dude, the sky is the limit for this guy. He just came off of a big injury, and now he has a great chance to come back and start to do so, and do something for his career, kind of resurrect his career. But I honestly think it's great that Nico Williams didn't come to Barca in that kind of sense, that he's not going to take that number
Yeah,
two spot
yeah.
for Lamine.
No, I know what you mean because it's like whenever something happens, whenever something happens and the Barca fans are mad, like, bro, if I know PSG they won the UCL and Dembele left and he might win the Ballon d'Or, but bro, who got the opportunity? Not only did Lamine Yamal, you said Lamine Yamal took his opportunity, also
Yeah,
Rafinha stepped up to become the
yeah,
main man. So we went from having a Dembele who is good but a bit inconsistent and Rafinha who is inconsistent to having Rafinha and Lamine Yamal who, well, I know PSG won the UCL, but bro, now we have two very good wingers. So I mean, I would still take the trade. I know Dembele, it didn't work out with us, but now look at it. Lamine Yamal took his chance. Rafinha took the responsibility. He stepped up. So it's not really the end of the world for me. You know what I'm saying? And this could be
Yeah,
another situation like that. Nico, he leaves, or I mean, he stays at Bilbao, and then Rooney Bardhgi, or maybe another La Masia guy takes his chance. We'll see what happens though.
I got a good feeling about this one. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I feel like I'm thinking about Barcelona, right? The kind of team that we have, the kind of midfielders. So these right wing, the wingers, do they feast on a great midfield? And that's the one reason why Real Madrid right now they don't have anything going, because they don't have the midfield. Like they don't have that formula, right? It just they a bunch of wingers, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Mbappe, but they
Yeah,
don't have anyone to get the ball to. Like nobody can get the ball to them. There's no construction, and I feel like I'm thinking like I get excited because the Rooney Bardhgi has a really big ceiling, and having the Pedris of the world, the Youngs of the world, having this kind of offense with Hansi Flick as well. I feel like in Asia he's gonna have something to show for it, and I'm just hoping that he can impress Hansi Flick so that he can put him in the number 1 squad. But since I was talking in Madrid, let's step back for a second. I wasn't going to start with Rooney Bardhgi today. I was going to start with Real Madrid. And the reason why I started, because he's basically in Barcelona right now, so it's more important, right? But one thing I did wanted to get your thoughts on, because I think it's really interesting. It's time to start that conversation. It's probably, in my opinion, this is something that's going to be taking place throughout the whole season for Real Madrid, because I've been on record of saying be careful what you wish for, and that wish was getting rid of Ancelotti, and a coach that brought you Champions League, a coach that brought you La Ligas, and it keep you really competitive. And those Real Madrid king of comebacks, that was Ancelotti, building all of that. And now they're getting a Xavi Alonso. Everybody says the new is always better, and we always think the grass is greener
facts.
on the other side. But now, when you step back and look and see what this Real Madrid team is kind of playing right now, and last season when they blame everything on Ancelotti, they had a lot of injuries, and all those injuries are coming back. And I don't see anything to be worried about so far. But I kind of want to get your thoughts on Xavi Alonso, Ancelotti, and Real Madrid.
So, like, my take on Real Madrid is that I really believe that even if it's going to work or if it's not going to work, but let's just say it works, right? I think it's going to take some time because Xabi Alonso, not only is he a new manager with new ideas, right? He's
Hmm.
also likes to play a back three, a back five. So I'm like, yo, Real Madrid, they haven't played with a back five really in a long time. I don't even remember the last time they played with a back five manager. So when I'm looking at Xabi Alonso, I think he's going to need time. Also, did you see against PSG? Look how toothless Real Madrid looked. I know they got destroyed defensively. Defensively,
Hmm.
they're still an issue. That's why they're getting Carreras. That's why they're linked with Konate and Saliba and all these guys. Real Madrid have problems defensively. And by the way, hey, Barca volume. If they play that high line on Barcelona, I'm telling you right now, Rafinha will feast. Rafinha will score another brace, maybe even a hat trick if Real Madrid continue to play that high line. But I want to go back to my point. Dude, even in possession, they look kind of clueless against a good organized PSG team. And that's because they don't have a deep line playmaker. They don't have a Tony Cruz. Arda Güler is a playmaker, but he's not a deep line. When Dean Huijsen's not there, and even Dean, he's good, but who's going to step up in their midfield? Valverde, that's not him. Chimeni, that's not
Hmm.
him. Bellingham, that's not him. They need to go into the market and get that profile because when they play Mallorca and Getafe and all these teams like Elche parking the bus at the Bernabeu, it's going to be difficult. I'm telling you, it sounds like, oh, no, it's a small – bro, it will be difficult if they do not have a guy to break it down. But, I mean, that's just my take. It's going to take time for
Yeah,
them, but this
yeah,
is the
no,
thing.
I think Real Madrid matches up really
Yeah,
well against teams who play with a low block. They have incredible players who can take shots outside the box, and the Arda Gulers, they have the Valverdes, and honestly, that's how they've been doing it last season. But my only issue with Real Madrid is like, okay, if like you're saying, right, PSG basically wiped the floor with this high line. I
yeah.
think that the issue is going to be like, can Xavi Alonso stick with his game plan? Because it's obvious his game plan is basically the same blueprint that Hansi Flick brought to Barcelona, which is basically we're going to play with
Similar.
the high line. We are going to press. We're going to have the ball. We're going to dictate tempo. That's exactly what Xavi wants to do. The only issue is like, can he do it? Does he have the players? I thought that Hansi Flick did have those players to play that kind of style. Rafinha plays a ton of defense. Pedri Gonzalez is a player who takes pride on playing defense as well. So it's just gonna take some time. I know it's a little too quick, too soon, but all I'm saying is, be careful what you wish for, because I know somebody here in the comments. I'm gonna jump the gun here a little bit, but it said Madrid. Says Madrid had a good reason to sack Ancelotti. Yes, Ancelotti was sticking to his guns, wasn't playing young players, and we can see that Arda Güler now, it looks like a starter, right? Like now that
Yeah, he
Xavi
does.
Alonso came in and he played him, like he looks like a total starter. But at the end of the day, like the more things change, the more things stay the same. Like they basically they play punch for punch, and I think Ancelotti never in a million years. Ancelotti never would have tried to play PSG punch for punch. He would
No,
have just
no, no.
literally done the usual UEFA Champions League matchup, which is playing defense and playing on the counter. What are your thoughts on that?
This is the thing, bro. Like Real Madrid, or this is why I say that Xabi Alonso, there is a possibility that he gets sacked. Because listen, I'm not okay. Yes, I'm a Barca fan. Maybe this is me hoping for those. You could say that, but the truth is that Real Madrid, they're not a team that waits for success to come. They're a team that demands success right now. And I'm
Mhm.
looking at Alonso, right? Alonso might need time, right? Carlo Ancelotti, he will win by any means necessary, which means we'll park the bus against Man City. We'll get through on penalties, right? How many Champions League have Real Madrid not been the best team? They might have not even been the top 3 team in Europe, and they won the Champions League because Carlo Ancelotti will adapt and he'll do whatever it takes, and he knows his team has to suffer. This is the thing with Alonso. He might be stubborn with his system, and I don't know if it's going to work out at year 1, but this is the thing. At Real Madrid, year 2 is not always promised. That's the truth. That is the truth when it comes to me. Bro, this could be another Lopetegui. They're saying Zinedine Zidane. This could be a Lopetegui situation, Barcelona. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, if Real Madrid is gonna play like this, even dude, they're thinking that because of Dean, they lost like this, and because of Trent, didn't. It's crazy to me that the 2 new players from Real Madrid are basically the ones who are already getting that expectation to start to make the team play well, which is, and it's literally what's going on right now. If we see, Dean is the one who actually have been a big part of their build-up play
Yeah,
throughout this
he's
whole
been good.
World Cup. It was Dean who was starting build-up play through passes and all that, and also Trent was getting assists, was getting a lot of crosses, and quite frankly, he was giving Real Madrid a lot of the stuff that he can bring to the table. But to me, I thought that was kind of crazy. But anyway, I think it's time to move on. I'm just not worried. Like anything I've seen from Real Madrid, I just think it's a lot of the
Yeah,
same.
I want to say this
If
point before we move
Yeah,
on real
yeah,
quick.
and
Vinny and Mbappe.
I think it's the Mbappe Vinicius is what I wanted to say before you go. Is that
Yes.
I don't think
Okay.
they'll ever gonna work, and the sooner they realize it, the sooner they'll be back. And I don't think they have the guts to pull the trigger.
Yep, I agree on. Listen, I'm telling you guys right now, I don't think Vinny and Mbappe are gonna work. I think that if I'm Real Madrid, I'm keeping Rodrigo. And by the way, Rodrigo's gonna leave. That guy, they put him on the bench. The last 2 games might have been the last 3 games on the bench. You need some goals. Rodrigo stays on the bench. He's gonna leave. I'm convinced that they're saving their asset to reinvest in that defense and midfield. But if I'm Real Madrid, I'm keeping Rodrigo. I'm keeping
Me
Mbappe. I'm
too.
selling Vinny. But listen,
Dude, that's exactly what I would do. That's funny, and they're not. They're getting ready to ship Rodrigo right now, which is insane.
unbelievable, bro.
And you know what this is? This reminds me. This dilemma that Real Madrid has right now reminds me of Barcelona back when they got rid of Eto'o and brought in Ibrahimovic. On paper, right? On paper,
Sounds good.
Ibrahimovic
Yeah.
was an amazing player, unstoppable, right? Great, amazing, but it didn't work. Like, and the sooner they realized it, Barcelona realized it really extremely fast. Like we was really telling that Ibrahimovic, Leo Messi, it just wasn't going to work, and they got rid of it like extremely fast. I don't think Real Madrid will do
It's
that.
ridiculous because, like, I think the only, can I say this? I think the only reason why they're going to keep Vinny and Mbappe is for marketing reasons. And I think they want to force it to work because Rodrigo is the least marketable out of the 4 big guys: Bellingham, Vinny, right? Mbappe, Rodrigo is just almost a side character compared to the other guys, which is kind of unfortunate because he's a very good player. And
Hmm.
it's just the truth. It's the reality. They want Vinny and Mbappe for marketing, the PR, the major superstars to work. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm gonna be honest.
So, Jonas, we're gonna switch now to a topic that really hurts me, and a topic that it really needs to be talked about, and it just really touches a nerve with me when it comes to Barcelona and the front office and just the way they do things sometimes. And I know I could be overreacting here a little bit, but let me read this real quick because the
Oh
news
no.
today, right? Barcelona are not expected to reach the 1-1 rule until next month. That means the new signings like John Garcia will not be registered until then. So one thing I want to say before you go, I learned this from a wise man, right? Once told me, in life and in business, right? And like what you want to do is to under promise and over deliver. And I feel like Barcelona,
Yes.
time and time again, it's like they've never heard of this. And it's like they do exactly the opposite. Like they overpromise and underdeliver. They do it exactly the other way around. And it's a thing that always gets me with Barca. It's a one is that nerve that really gets to me. Like I saw it again with the Camp Nou, right? The Camp Nou it was announced that we're gonna play at the
Yeah.
John Gamper, and the city council came out and said, what are they talking about? They don't have the permits to even do that. There's no way they can play this game at the Camp Nou even with 60,000 people. And it's the overpromise, under deliver instead of like under promise and over deliver. Like I learned this in my business. Like if I go out and do an estimate, I say, you know what? I know
Yes.
this project's gonna take me a week, but I'm gonna say 2 weeks, or I'm gonna say a week and a half. And then after I said a week and a half and I do it in a week, the customer will be impressed instead of me saying, you know what, I can do this in a week. And it takes me 2 weeks. Then I look like a flaky, like a person who's not experienced, who doesn't know what
Yeah.
he's
You look like
doing.
the fool.
And
Yeah.
this is kind of what I'm thinking with Barca when I read things like this and with the Camp Nou. But what are your thoughts right now as far as the 1-1 rule?
Can I speak on? Let me speak on both of these. So the Camp Nou, I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite disappointed because the Camp Nou is a bit different to the 1-1. Like we actually have, like, let's be real, we have an emotional connection with the Camp Nou. So like when you're telling me we gotta wait even more, that's kind of annoying, Jan Laporta. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of annoying when you're telling me by the Jan Gamper, it's gonna be amazing. Then we're seeing reports that the Jan Gamper game might not be at the new camp because it still might not be ready. I found that kind of disappointing. But the 1-1, I'm being real, Barca volume. I'm not too surprised. And I'm going to say this for one reason. Barcelona have been chasing this 1-1 rule for, I feel like,
Hmm.
almost 2 years now, and we still have not got it over the line. So we always are almost there, and then it doesn't happen. I'm going to be honest. At this point, I don't know if we're going to reach the 1-1 this summer. They said that they're going to reach it in
Crazy,
July,
man.
right?
We don't.
And now they're saying August, but apparently didn't La Liga already approve? So this is where I get confused, and I don't understand what's happening with Barcelona. And it might sound funny to the chat and even to you, right? But listen, Barcelona to me are broke until proven otherwise. I don't
Yeah.
care. Until we're in a 1-1 team, we can move like Liverpool and Arsenal and all these teams. We are broke until proven otherwise. Because I'm sorry, how does this happen? How do you tell me we're in the 1-1, La Liga approves, and then no, actually, next month we might have to wait longer? I just think it's kind of funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It is what it is, bro.
and the fact that this story is coming out, it goes to show. Like I made a video on Nico Williams, when Nico Williams wasn't coming to Barca, and it was basically I let out my frustration, right? And I talked about the front office, and as soon as I started giving Deco and Laporta credit, they started proving me wrong at the same time. It's like that slippery rope, like that they're
Yeah,
jumping between one side and the other. And honestly, like if we're not ready for the 1-1 rule, it goes to show how dysfunctional we are, because we shouldn't be going after Luis Diaz. I should never be hearing anything
exactly.
about Luis Diaz right now. Like, why would I? Why would I go buy a Ferrari right now? Why would I want to go buy a Tesla if I can't barely pay my rent? Like, if I have to like pay, if I pay my groceries with my credit card because I don't have any money because I'm paying my rent, and I have to just keep on
Bro,
the rat race, and
can I say something?
I'm paying
If
you my
Barcelona,
groceries with my credit card, and then here I am telling my friends I'm gonna go to the Ferrari dealership. Like, what the hell?
bro, Barca volume. I'm gonna be so real with you. This is like buying, like Luis Diaz is the Ferrari. We're buying a Ferrari, something expensive. But guess what? Now we're broke and we don't even have gas money to put into the Ferrari. That's how broke Barcelona are. You got your Ferrari, but you can't even drive it, bro. It's legit empty, and you're just stuck there. And this is the thing,
And
Barcelona.
why would you put yourself in that situation? You look
That's what
bad.
I'm
You look
saying.
bad, bro.
That's why I don't understand. At this time, bro, the reports, all these things about the 1-to-1. Miguel, listen, I'll listen to it, but I'll just wait and see. I don't even get too frustrated anymore because 1 month is positive, the other month is negative. It just is what this is what it is with Barcelona. You know what I'm saying?
I just think that I just hope that Barcelona can finally, once we get to this 1-1 rule thing, we can just get it over with and just be for good. Like, if we only get John Garcia this summer, but we get to the 1-1 rule for like the rest of eternity or whatever, like, I'll be happy with that. But don't sell me on the fact that we can go after a Nico Williams, and don't sell me on the fact that we can go after even a player like Luis Diaz. And now it comes to fruition. Like, if Tebas was everything lines up. Like, Tebas literally leaked information, because I am
Yeah.
100% sure now. Like, if Barcelona can't reach to the 1-1 rule, definitely Teva showed the audit papers to Bilbao, and they showed it to Nico Williams, and that's why he pulled a 180 on this move, because that's the only way it would make sense. Why would Nico Williams change his mind all of a sudden? There's no way. You cannot tell me otherwise. But what are your thoughts on that? Like that, I just don't think
Like
that
the
Nico
whole
Williams.
Nico situation. So
Yeah,
what I would say is that, I mean, I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I already said I think Nico Williams played us, bro. Like, I really believe that. Like, I know a lot of Barca fans won't like to hear. A lot of people are saying that if we had the money, if we
I
had the
still have my
FFP.
doubts. I have my doubts.
Okay, fair enough. But let me tell you this, okay? I think Nico was playing 40 chess and he played us. I think that, yeah, he contacted us, but at the end of the day, Nico Williams somehow, some way got into a position that both Barca wanted him and both Bilbao wanted him. Guess who has the upper hand? Nico Williams. And Nico Williams chose the
Yeah,
money from Bilbao and he went back there. So that's my take on it. I don't want to be linked with Nico again. I mean, I saw the reports with Javier Tebas leaking the information. If that's true, by the way, that's a disgrace. I'm gonna just be
yeah,
real with you guys because, bro, imagine you're like negotiating just at like one of these like markets, in other countries, and bro, like you see some, you're just allowed to see somebody's bank account, how much money they got. Like, you can't do
yeah,
that. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It's
Eh,
just you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
I said that in my video. This is like you're at the dealership and you're ready to get the car, you're ready to get the keys to the car, and then like my bank calls the dealership and says, don't sell it to him because he's got a big debt, right? They're not supposed to do that. And that's the one thing, like the La Liga, they're not supposed to show anything. They're supposed to say they're at the 1-1 rule or not. That's it. It's almost like a reference, right? It's almost like a reference letter, or like or just a letter of reference. Like, if somebody calls, hey, would you hire Jonas again? Because he used to work for me, and then you trying to get another job, right? They call me and say, would you hire Jonas? I'm not supposed to say, Jonas was late, once a week, and
Nah,
Jonas.
that's crazy, bro.
I can't
No
do that.
man.
I can't do that, bro. I'm only allowed as an entity, right? I'm only allowed to say yes or no. Like, would you hire him again? Yes. Would you hire him again? No. That's it. You can't get into it like a personal matter, and that's exactly what this whole thing was about. And quite frankly, to me, I just feel like at this, sometimes we think that when it comes to transfers, right? Do you ever watch the movie Draft Day or no?
Nah, I haven't. I've
So
heard of it, but I
you
haven't.
gotta watch it, because it's everything that goes behind doors between teams, right? NFL teams. But it's fascinating, because a lot of times we think we know what's going on and we just don't. And a lot of times it's like there's so many moving parts, and a lot of things can be true, and then things are gonna go one way, and all of a sudden it goes another way. And so, like, for example, like, to me, I think there's a little bit of both. Like, there's a little bit of Nico Williams realizing he had a ton of leverage. He could use leverage from Barca. He can use leverage from Bilbao and say, you know what? If you can pay me that, I can't resist and say no. But then again, like he wanted to go to Barca, and I think that was true as well. And I think when he wanted to go to Barca, that's when the whole
And I say my last
Javier
thing on
Tebas
Nico.
came to fruition when he was showing all this stuff to Bilbao. They got him off that train, and then ultimately they gave him that offer that he can't
Let me say
refuse.
this real quick about Nico Williams, because this is the reason why I came to the conclusion that we got played. Because the truth is, if Nico Williams wanted to come to Barcelona, look at Dani Olmo, look at even guys like Yao Felix, look at Marcus Rashford right now. All these guys are willing to wait to come to Barcelona, right? And has Jan Laporta ever had an epic failure of that he wasn't able to register a player yet? No, that still hasn't happened. Dani Olmo, he played those El Clasicos. I saw him against Inter Milan. I saw him, hit his celebration. Bro, like he was there. So Nico Williams, if he was desperate to come to Barcelona, if he really wanted to move, I think he would have waited a bit longer. Like that's why I came to the conclusion that he wasn't desperate for the move. But I mean, that's just my opinion. So it is
Yeah,
what it
no,
is.
and I think the 1-1 rule, because Catalan is saying, why are we mentioning Nico Williams? We're mentioning Nico Williams because we're talking about Barcelona still not being in the 1-1 rule, and it's kind of proving Nico Williams right once again, because last year he didn't come to Barca because there was no guarantees as far as registration, right? If we put in
Yeah.
Real Madrid, for example, because if we put in Real Madrid, arch rivals and everything, Real Madrid, they already registered Trent Alexander-Arnold. They already registered Dean. Like
Yeah.
that's the difference. So like right now, Barcelona can't even register John Garcia. That's a little embarrassing, to be honest with you, because there's no way we got John Garcia that long ago, and we still cannot register a player who cost us like what 25 million. That's
25
insane, man.
million.
To me, it's infuriating. It's upsetting. Like I'm pissed that we can't even register John Garcia, and yet here we are trying to go put in a release clause for Nico Williams. That to me, that's ridiculous.
No, but that's ridiculous. See, this is my thing. Why I'm saying Barcelona. I don't care, bro. Barcelona. So this is why I came with the term broke until proven otherwise. How are you legitimately? You can't even register Jan Garcia for La Liga, and you're
Right.
dropping real money for Luis Diaz. I don't get it. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know if you're trying to be in depth. I don't know what Jan Laporta and Deco are thinking. Bro, if our situation is that bad, the fans understand, bro. Just get a guy on loan. We will not cry if Rashford comes on loan. You know what I'm saying? If you get
Yeah.
a cheap youngster that we don't know, that's highly rated somewhere else as the left winger, I'm not going to be mad at that. Just get me some fullbacks, get a cheap fullback, just address the holes. You don't have to go for the bling bling. You know what I'm saying? Once again, buying the Ferrari and Luis Diaz and you don't have gas to put in it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. I just don't get
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah,
it is what
and
it
that
is.
brings me to my next point. And that next point is gonna be Rashford, right? Because it is this is what came out of yesterday, and apparently, like Barcelona is getting ready to start talks with Rashford now. Barca, and it's Barca's priority at this point, and Hansi Flick has given the okay. What are your thoughts on Rashford? Because to me, I don't love it, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I just don't want Barca to overspend. So, like for example, right? Any player can contribute to Barca. Like I'm not gonna be, and just not gonna say, oh, that player is just gonna be trash. I'm not gonna say that. I think that there's a price for everybody. So for me, like if we can get Rashford on a loan, of course I take Rashford on a loan. That's what are we losing, right? Like that's just like
Facts.
it would be ridiculous not to bring him in if it's just a loan. But if we're gonna be paying and we're gonna be forced to pay 40 million for him, for example, if you get in on a loan with a forced buyout clause, I wouldn't do that for like 40. I would do it probably like 25 to 30, but I wouldn't go as high as like 40 million, for example, for next
Nah,
season.
nah, ain't no way.
Thoughts on bringing in Rashford? I think it would be good, but only it depends on the terms. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it would definitely have to be an option to buy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if it's a obligation, brother, it cannot be more than 30 million. It just can't. Like, it really can't, because an obligation means we'll have to pay for it next summer. Barcelona finances it, bro. Listen, don't we want our striker next summer? So I'm not fully sold on a permanent move. You know what I'm saying, from Marcus Rashford. But what I will say is that I'm just like you. Listen, I'm open to the move. I'm cool with it. But do I love it? Not really. Does it address our problems? Really? on the left-hand side. I don't think it does, but it adds more firepower, and he's going to be off the bench. This is the thing. We always were thinking, Nico, what's going to happen to Rafinha? What's going to happen even to Robert Lewandowski? There's some rumors that he's going to be on the bench. Well, with Rashford, there's no questions, brother. You're going to be on the bench to start the year. Maybe you work your way into being a starter, but Marcus Rashford will be off the bench for the most part. And by the way, Barca volume, Hansi Flick likes reliable wingers off the bench. That's the thing. At Bayern Munich, he had Coutinho, he had Ivan Perisic, he had, Gnabry, he had Coman, he had 4 wingers that he could rotate. So I think that's why Hansi Flick likes this move. So, that's just my take on it.
Yeah, guys, like the stream. There's 50 people watching. If we can get to at least 25 likes to 30, that would be appreciated, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jonas, also for being here. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel if you're not part of this community yet. So we're uploading a ton of content, ton of live streams. So it says, bro, Chelsea sold Petrovic for 25 million. Watch Barca sell Peña for 7 to 8. What do you say to that, man?
Nah, even less, bro. What, 7? Who told you 7, bro? We're gonna get like maybe 7 the total package, bro. We'll sell them for like 4 plus 3 or something. You know what I'm saying? I know my club, unfortunately, bro. Barca volume. We sold Pablo Torre, and I'm happy a lot of fans are talking about it because we sold Torre for 5 million euros. Like, brother, legitimately, bro. If that's Chelsea, they can get 12. If this is any other club, you can get at least 10 for Pablo Torre. And that's my one criticism with Jan Laporta. I know we were talking about the 1-to-1, but it's that you formed this great Barca team that looks very promising, but we still cannot sell well. That's my one big issue with Jan Laporta so far. You know what I'm saying?
Especially Peña, though. Like, that's the same. That's my issue with Will. So Will thinks that, Rodrigo is going to go for upwards of 100 million euros, right? But Real Madrid has done a terrible job of showcasing his skills. Like, he barely played in the Club World Cup. Guess what? A lot of players are getting paid at the Club World Cup because they started in the game. They played incredibly great. They played great against great teams. And now a lot of teams are asking for these players' wages already because they want to sign all these players. So, and you have a player in Rodrigo and you just left them on the bench. What are you saying? If you have a car in your garage, Jonas, or if you have him in the back of your patio, and I know you haven't started it for like a year, like, you can't really sell it to me like this huge asset that you're trying to get rid of. Like, I know this car is like in your way and you're trying to get rid of it. Like, I'm just gonna give you peanuts. It's just the truth. That's how negotiations go down. And honestly, the same thing goes for like a player like Peña, for example. Barcelona hasn't really played him. Hansi Flick didn't rotate him enough. I kind of disagree with that at the time. And now you pay that tax of not playing Iñaki Peña, because Iñaki Peña, he played great games last season, and we can't sell him for that much because we're paying the tax of not playing him. That's kind of why I disagree with Flick at the time, that he wasn't really giving him any time. But what are your thoughts on what I just said?
Nah, bro, dude, this is the thing, bro. Like, if I'm speaking about Iñaki Peña, bro, I don't really rate him, and I know a lot of the Barca fans don't really like Peña for whatever reason, but like, bro, the guy, we went to the Bernabeu, and we had a clean sheet at the Bernabeu with Iñaki Peña, and he made that incredible save on Jude Bellingham, which was offside, but he still had to make the save. He didn't know about it, and I think Iñaki Peña, if we were a better selling club, we would get 10. You know what I'm saying? For Pablo Torre, we would get 15. But it just is what it is. And part of it is because we are so desperate to sell that we cannot get good deals. This is why the 1-to-1 deal is so important. Because Barca, not only can they buy players, that's very true. You're right. But it's that Barcelona, we could sell like a normal team. We sold Aubameyang off of a great season for 12 million. When any other team in the world could have got around 25. And the truth is because Barcelona needed the money. They needed the 12 mil at the time. So, listen, the 1-to-1, bro, hopefully we get there, bro, because honestly, it's going to help us buying players and selling players. So, it just
So, I want to talk about as well is, guys, please like the stream. Thank you guys for responding. There's 30 likes. Let's try to get to 40 likes, if that would be appreciated. So, let me read this real quick because this is crazy, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. It says UEFA has made a key change to the knockout stage format. Now, teams that finish higher in the league phase will get to play the second leg in every knockout round at home, not just the round of 16. Okay, so before you go, Jonas, I'm just gonna say this. So I said this during the season. I said this is ridiculous. Why is Barca playing the second leg away from home against Dortmund and against Inter when we finish up above them? This is
That
supposed to be so easy to figure out, and now we saw that there's no way Inter Milan would have just played the way they did, like they did at home. They never would have played that way at the Montjuic Stadium. That was huge, not having the second leg at home for Barca, and that was huge having the second leg at home for Inter Milan. So basically, the UEFA is basically saying we made a mistake. The right way should be the better teams throughout the league phase. That's the team who should close out at home. And we all thought, except for UEFA, apparently, because now they changed it to coming for next season.
No, but this is the thing though. That's like anybody who watches the NBA knows that they use this format anyway. Like it's the team that finishes one, they get the home, they get to play their the big games at home whenever, you know what I'm saying, it comes that time. But with Barcelona, I was like, I just didn't understand. Why is Borussia Dortmund getting the second leg? Why is Inter Milan getting the second leg? Doesn't UEFA want to reward winning in the
Dude,
group phase?
Madrid was getting the second leg at home when they barely do. They qualified mid-table qualifiers. They were getting second legs at home, like in the
Over
quarterfinals.
Arsenal. Ridiculous. No, because the thing is this, honestly, if you're looking at it, right, the league table, remember the last 1 to 2 match days, Barcelona were already qualified. But for UEFA, for your own sake, your competition, right, don't you want to ensure competitiveness until the final second, right? Until the final whistle. You know how you do that? You give another incentive. Hey, if you finish first or second, you get the whole way through second legs at your home.
Yeah,
Barcelona, Liverpool, all these teams are gonna all try hard to get that first or second seed. But guess what? They didn't. I don't even know who or what's it called organized this system the past year
it was
because
ridiculous. I
bro,
was
whoever
losing my mind.
organized
I was
that,
losing my mind, dude.
bro, whoever organized that, brother, that guy needs to get fired, bro. Like legitimately,
Dude,
that is just such a
it's
dumb
not
move.
even an
You know what I'm saying?
opinion. It's already been the consensus have already been set, dude. The second leg at home, it's a huge advantage,
Yeah, it is.
especially in a knockout round. It just is, and UEFA wasn't rewarding teams for being the best. What's the point of being the best and being at the top if it's not going to matter throughout the tournament? I guess the
Yeah,
only thing that matters, because a lot of people were saying this, like, okay, so I guess the only that matters is qualifying. Like once
yeah,
I
yeah,
qualified,
exactly.
I'm in. Like there's no advantage or disadvantage of being the last to qualify or being one of the last to qualify. If you're going to have at the end of the day, you're just going to have a random home games or away games, and now they changed that because they see what they didn't want teams to not try hard in the regular season.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's your own competition. Don't you want to make it better for yourselves? But listen, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we got there in the end, right? It kind of sucks that in a year that Barcelona were in the semifinals, they had to somehow, for some reason, play a second leg away from home. But listen, at the end of the day, long term, I think this is going to benefit us. I think we can finish top two, top three once again. So I think it's gonna benefit us for sure. As long as we are consistent. So
Yeah,
it
we're
is
gonna
what
see
it is.
what happens next season. So, yeah, my next topic, Jonas,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
an uncomfortable conversation, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on it because it's a conversation that needs to be had, and apparently Flick and Ter Stegen are currently in Exportiva to a face-to-face meeting. The club won't pressure Mark, but it will make it clear that John Garcia is the first choice goalkeeper, with Chesney being the backup. So finally, I love the way that Barcelona kind of framing this. And I think it's important to not, kind of do it the right way with Ter Stegen. I know it's going to be an uncomfortable situation, and I know Ter Stegen is going to be wanting to fight for this position, right? But at the same time, I've already said this. I made a video about this, dude. I think Ter Stegen is that guy that got dumped like 3 weeks, a month ago, and he's still texting her and showing up with flowers at her front door. But what are your thoughts on that?
Bro, you said it's uncomfortable. Listen, am I being harsh by saying it's uncomfortable? Because I feel like To be honest, I'm not gonna throw a lot of shade at Ter Stegen. He just has to go. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you could call him a legend, you could say whatever you want. Once again, brother, you just have to go. You had your era. You had 10 full years at this football club. A lot of players do not get that time. You had time at this football club. You've won a UCL. You've won multiple league titles. You were once upon a time one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And it's just time to move on. And the problem is that Ter Stegen and his camp, they're being stubborn. So listen, if it comes to this conclusion, and what did I say? I absolutely called this firsthand. I said that Deco, remember, Deco had quotes on Ter Stegen. He didn't say that he spoke with him, right, when signing Jan
Mm-hmm.
Garcia. And then on top of that, Jan Laporta has never really been the guy to force a player out himself. It's usually Deco. But if Deco and Jan Laporta is probably not going to do it, I said 100% it's going to be Hansi Flick right when the players come
Mm-hmm.
back from vacations. And guess what's happening? Hansi Flick, a conversation with Ter Stegen. He's going to let him know. And basically, I seen that Barcelona, what they're going to say to him is that, hey, we're not saying you have to go, but Jan Garcia is number one, right? Szczesny's number two. You're number three. Listen, let's see how Ter Stegen takes. If that was me, I'm going. It's a World Cup year. And Ter Stegen, do you really want your stock, your value to drop? Listen,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm Ter Stegen, I'm going to Galatasaray. It's not that bad of a move. So
I just don't know why he's still clinging to the idea that he wants to fight for the spot. I get the fact that he's confident. I get the fact that he thinks he's better, but this is not like you're up player, right? So like if you're up and coming player, and you want to have that edge, you want to see that, you want to feel and think that you are the best, and once you get that opportunity, you're never gonna look back. But once you're
yeah,
at the stage of that career, and there's a World Cup coming up next year, they're already telling you that you're the number three goalkeeper for next season. You got to think that he is going to get the message and say, you know what, I think it's better for me to play elsewhere. And I guess Barcelona just want him to just gonna void the contract, which I don't understand. Like, what? That doesn't benefit Ter Stegen in any way. It has to be him going to another club. But I just don't know why he's not wanting to leave. But let's read the chat for a little bit. We have been kind of ignoring the chat. So a lot of people here are saying that Rashford, no thank you. Says Rashford on a loan. Nusa would be ideal if
yeah,
we
big
need
up
as a
chat.
fullback. What are your thoughts on Nusa, real quick? Because I know a lot
Ooh.
of people want Nusa, and he's great. I don't know exactly what his price tag is. I think he would be a great addition, but it's just gonna depend on that price tag.
This is the thing, bro. I thought Nusa would be cheap, but apparently this is the problem with Nusa. So basically, RB Leipzig just bought him, and they bought him for real money. I think it was around 30 million euros. So if you're RB Leipzig, and they sell well, by the way, they sell really well. Look at guys like Timo Werner. Look at guys like Sobotlai. This team, they sell well in Kunku, right? So many guys have left Leipzig and they get top dollar. So if they
Hmm.
just bought him for 30 million, I think they're going to demand like what, 50? And I don't know if Barca could do that. And I'm seeing big up Dennis. I know you're saying 35 million. I haven't seen any reports. The only thing that I've seen on Nusa is that Barcelona have scouted him multiple times. So listen, in my opinion, I think they're going to demand money. I don't know if Barca could do it. I would love the signing though if it were to happen.
Yeah, that's the thing to me. Like, I would love to the signing, but it depends on the price as well. I think that
Exactly.
if we can get him for what did he how much did you say? 35 under 35. Yeah, I would take that because he's an up and coming player, and he can grow so much, and especially with our system. And I know he's not going to demand to start, right? So we can rotate him with Rafinha. We can do more things, and I just think that it would make sense. And that player, I mean, he looks amazing, like from what I've seen so far. But yeah, man. So let's keep reading the chat because there's a lot of chats, man.
Yeah, big
Thank you
up those
guys for
chat.
being on the chat. I can't believe there's so many. But I want to try to get to see if I can read them. Let's see which ones are worth talking about of the
It's,
conversation.
it's kind of
Um,
crazy, man.
yeah, yeah,
Big up.
guys, like the stream. There's 52 of you, 58 watching, 35 likes. Let's get to 40 likes if you guys haven't liked the stream. We would really appreciate it. Says, hi, my hate from Deco. Do you are you still on the Deco train, or are you kind of falling off? Because I've been supporting Deco basically this whole off season, and the last few things that I really just haven't liked the fact that there were some leaks. There was the fact that somebody said something about Nico Williams, and that kind of derailed the thing, the negotiations as well. I didn't like what's coming out of the front office right now. But what are your thoughts on Deco, real quick?
Bro, I've already said it. I think Deco. Listen, you guys already know. Like me, I'm leaning Deco out. I have been. I said, hey, if you can get me Nico somehow, or even just a top left winger, you could get me like a Dumfries or a Grimaldo, maybe even both somehow, some way. Because that's the thing with Mateo Alemán. The guy, bro, I don't know how he did it, but he just did it. And that's what the Barca fans care about. What we care about is seeing a player come through the door. And with Deco, I see him more as a good, how do I say it? He's a guy who scouts talent, but I don't know if he can
Hmm.
get deals over the line. And that's why my doubt with him is, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if Deco is that experience. Like Mateo Alemán is a guy who has proven that he can make things happen. And that's why I liked him at the club way more than Deco. That's just my opinion on
Yeah. All right. So let's get to another topic I want to get your thoughts on, because this is really interesting.
it.
I've already made a video on this. I made that video mostly because I want to go back in time, right? I want to go on a rant and just go back in time and see what I said, what happened, what's the deal. So basically what I said in this video was along the lines of like me being starting to be a little worried, because when I see Lamine Yamal, I didn't say anything about the OnlyFans models. I didn't say anything about like all this drama, right? But now he's got like a $400,000 necklace, posting stuff, and here's the kicker: he's gonna have a huge party with a bunch of like echo stream of the social media and everything, and it just seems like too much too soon, in my opinion. And I've seen this movie before, and I know it doesn't end well. I'm starting to be concerned. But what are your thoughts on Lamine Yamal, bro?
I mean, to be honest, I feel like that once it starts affecting his game on the field, right? Like maybe with an attitude or he doesn't run or he doesn't press, maybe then I'll complain. But this is the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, listen, I know, bro, all of our players on vacation. I think that he's going a bit too extra with it. And Lamine Yamal also, let's be real, bro. If Daddy Olmo is with a lady, and let's be real, if Lamine Yamal is with a lady, you know that Lamine Yamal is going to get more traction on social media. So it's just the truth. You're Lamine Yamal, you're the superstar.
Danny
Everybody's
almost
looking at
not
you.
wearing a 400,000 euro necklace.
Hey, listen, fair enough, but Donny Olmo, he's the first guy to go blonde in the whole, the whole squad's going blonde now. Look at Lewandowski, look at Lamine. You know what I'm saying? He's starting a trend, my guy, Donny Olmo. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's also, Lamine Yamal he's a youngster, right? And he's 17, he's 18. And my thing with it is that I just hope that he has the right people around him, right? Because I see his father, bro. His father sounds like he's me, bro. He sounds
Hustle
like, hey,
hard.
bro,
Hustle
he
hard.
sounds like if there's a party, he'll pull through. That doesn't really sound like an old father. I think that he needs other people around him. Otherwise, we could see like a Neymar, Ronaldinho situation where, listen, is that the end of the world? No, but if you want to become the GOAT, if you want to be a top 5 player in the world, you got to be, you know what I'm saying? You got to be locked. Look at Ronaldo and Messi compared to Neymar. Listen, Neymar's talent was amazing, but Neymar's prime was cut short because he didn't take football as serious as, you know what I'm saying, Messi and Ronaldo, who were locked in from day one. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What do you make of one thing that I do want to ask you is going to be Ronald Araujo, because Ronald Araujo
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
has a video where somebody asked him outside, right? Somebody asked him outside the facilities, if he wanted to stay or if he wanted to leave. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick so that people can. Oh yeah, so it's up. So let me click on it so we can all hear. Um, yeah.
This is good. That's San Garcia, right?
Oh, this is it right
Oh,
here. So it says, "Will you stay at Barcelona?" And this is it. From my side, yes. That's really interesting. Why did he say from my side? Yes. Give me your thoughts.
I think if we get a 50-55 million bid, I think that Barca would pull the trigger and probably force it. That's just the truth. But I mean, bro, isn't his release clause around 70 million? So I don't know if
60.
that's gonna get paid. Right now his stock is low. And I'm not gonna lie. I've kind
He
of
gets
said
60 though.
that, bro. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. I'm gonna probably make a video on this on my channel also, but I
Yeah.
think Ronald Araujo is kind of becoming a scapegoat for the end of our season. I'm gonna be so real because, bro, Ronald Araujo, yeah, he made a issue when what's it called, the two Inter Milan goals, right? But we conceded 5 other goals. Like I don't even think he was in the picture. He might have not even been on the field. And all these fans are blaming Ronald Araujo for the loss. Brother, that's 2 out of 7. How did we concede the other 5? We conceded 7. So it's not just on him. Also, look at, bro, we conceded 3 to Celta Vigo. And I don't think he started that game. The last El Clasico, a horrible Real Madrid team. We concede 3. Ronald Araujo doesn't start that game. So I'm
Yeah.
looking at it. Bro, there's too many games that I seen the defense be bad. And it's not just Ronald Araujo. He's just the scapegoat. And listen, I know the Barca fans, they'd always listen. It's all fan base. They love a scapegoat. But, dude, this guy came into preseason early. Him and Christensen came into preseason very early. Both of these guys have a point to prove. Christensen wants
Yeah.
to start because of his season that he had never playing. And Araujo, bro, he heard the criticism and he's coming back early. So for me, if there's somehow that we can keep both, I'm doing it. And yo,
Hmm.
right now his stock's low. You want to sell him after next year when his stock is higher. That's my take on it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
dude, this guy Dennis Bruno, man, he's been killing the chat. He's been giving us all the facts too. Maybe he started his own channel, but hey, he's worried about Lamine Yamal. See, he's with me. Like I'm a little worried, and it's because I know I want him to be my
Yeah.
leader. I want him to be the leader of this team. I want him to bring that Champions League. I want Lamine Yamal to be the next Messi. I want Lamine Yamal to win 2, 3 Ballon d'Ors. And I know that's not going to happen if this happens more often. And I know it's the off season, right? But as you can see, a lot of more hungrier players, they're already working out. We've seen, like Lewandowski, right? He's been killing it at the gym. That's the
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
post that I want to be seeing. Ronald Araujo, I don't know if he's sending a message or whatever, but he
Look
posted on
up.
Instagram. Look at he's working out. I still believe in Ronald Araujo. I want Barcelona to keep him for one more season. I
And
don't want him to go, and and we need a CB. Honestly, we need somebody to step
bro,
up.
bro, and Nico's old, bro. I'm telling you, Christensen looks, bro. This guy is gonna play like 20 games the whole season, bro. Like, brother, Araujo's actually big, bro. He's bigger than you think, guys. And I know the PSG, you could say that's on him, but going back to it, look at the players that who've been locked in before this season, before the season that we just had last year.
Hmm.
Pedri was locked in. Guys like Ferran Torres. Do you remember Ferran Torres? This guy was absolutely locked in because people wanted to sell him. And bro, look at the seasons Pedri and Ferran Torres had, respectively. So yeah, you're right. Lewandowski locked in, Christensen locked in, Araujo locked in, Lamine Yamal not really locked in. But what I will say, he is the star, bro. Let's be real.
I
When
think
Lamine Yamal,
Saturday he's gonna have a huge birthday party. Is it Saturday? I think it's
bro,
Saturday, right?
listen, I don't even care, bro. Yo, Lamine Yamal, bro. Hey, if you know something about my channel, invite me, brother. You know what I'm saying? Listen, because yo, did you even see the iShow speed? He's not gonna be allowed to record there. I think it's gonna be like a mega party, bro. Like, yo, it sounds sick, but once again, I hope it doesn't
I
get
show
to
Speed is
there.
going to.
Yeah, bro. Everybody's going, bro. You know what I'm
How do you
saying?
know? I didn't even. I didn't even know who's
Yeah,
going.
nah, bro. Speed said something like he's gonna go, but he's not allowed to record there because there's some rumors that's gonna be at some secret location. So listen, it is what it is,
That's
bro.
crazy, man. How
It's
does
crazy,
Lamine
right?
even have that kind of money yet, though? Like he hasn't signed his contract. Did Barca give him an advance or what? What's the deal? Four hundred
I mean,
thousand
it's
euro
been under the
necklace?
table. Yo, bro, I can't lie. Listen, Lamine Yamal, this is the one thing, bro. He sounds like my friend, but going back to the point, right? Bro, I don't know if it's good for him, right? I'm not gonna judge him too much because it's vacations, but if he does this, bro, once again, it's the offseason. Do you watch the NBA and do you remember Rodman? Do you remember Rodman? How
Of
this
course.
guy,
Yeah,
yeah,
the Michael Jordan years. Yeah.
yeah, but this is the problem. See, it's not like that situation where this guy Lamine Yamal, we have a big UCL game and he's throwing a crazy party. It's not that, right? It's the off season. That's why I'm cutting him a break. If it was during the season and he's doing these things even on an international break, I'll be like, yo, come on, brother. You know what I'm saying? You got to be locked in. You got to be focused. But it is what it is. At the end
So
of the day, you know
yeah.
this, bro. I played football. Yo, the best players, they always get some more slack. It's just the truth. It's always been
Yeah,
like
so this is come on. Hi, it says Barca Volume. Come on, man. Why are you riding Lamine's back like this? Why are you worried? He's young. he just chill. It's football. He will find a good influence. So
I don't know
what
about that last part,
what in
bro.
this what up to this point has shown you that he will find good influence? Because he's finding influences like
Yeah,
even
yeah,
his
yeah,
dad. I don't think he's a good influence. To be honest with
yeah.
you, he looks a little like a loose
Oh,
cannon. He it looks a lot like a loose cannon, to be honest. And
I hear
you
it.
you're saying it's football, but this off season stuff is that's not football. But like you're saying, it's vacation. I don't want
Yeah,
to
it's
come across
vacation.
like an old grandpa, right, who doesn't want to let his kids go to a party. But all I'm saying is, uh, to those who is much more is given, much more is required. So I think the fact that Lamine Yamal can be one of the best in the world, he's gonna have a bird's eye on him. Like everybody's gonna be watching him, and we're all gonna be seeing everything that he's gonna do. And I mean, it's the off season. He's on vacation, and I said when the only fun models came out,
Yeah,
I
that was
said it.
coming up.
It's exactly what I said. I said he's on vacation. Let him party. Let him, have fun or whatever. But
Nah, bro, come on.
but then I saw that party he's gonna have. Then I saw that necklace for 100,000 euro necklace. These are the kind of things that get you in trouble. These are the kind of things that can derail your career. Because I've seen the Mario Balotellis of the world. That guy was incredible, bro. That guy was insanely good. Mario Balotelli. I don't know if you watched him, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
he
yeah. I know.
he was insane. And then the one thing that really got him was partying. So that's just kind of what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
no, you know what it is with Lamine, bro. I just think that, dude. At the end of the day, I think he'll be all right, bro. Until it actually affects him, like he has a Vinicius type of fall off, I think he's gonna be fine, bro. Like, but by the way, with the ladies, bro, I can't lie, bro. Lamine Yamal, 30-year-old woman, bro. Come on now, Lamine, bro. Come on, you're really young, bro. Just go for some 20-year-old. But it is what it is with Lamine Yamal, bro. This guy, at the end of the day, the money's coming. People's coming that wouldn't approach him 5 years ago. So it is what it is with him. You know what I'm saying?
I know, bro. Like that's the only thing I'm saying. So yeah, let's read the chat. We're gonna get to the end of
Crazy.
the show here. We're almost an hour into it. I wanted to do like an hour show. Is there something you wanted to talk about, Jonas, before we go? I know Lookman has been resurfacing right now. I made a video on Lookman before the rumor starting to spread, so I'm a little ahead of my time, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
made a
yeah, I
video
heard.
and then I started hearing the Lookman thing came up. So to me, if it was up to me, if I am Deco, if I am Flick, I'm getting Lookman. That would just be me. But what are you saying about
Things
Lookman,
that
bro?
we haven't seen enough reports, and I mean, I seen one or two, but the thing is, let's see the price tag. Like, let's see the price tag. Let's see how Barcelona, how interested they are in Adamo Lookman. He's a really good player, by the way. He's a very good player. I watched the
He's
Afcon.
supposed to go for 30 million, and now the Barca came out and said that they might be interested. They went and said that it was like 50 or 60, bro.
Nah, nah. I think Atalanta they would sell for like 40, 45. I think that's a fair price. But like going back to it, he's a good player, bro. I remember watching him in the AFCON for Nigeria. I was watching for Osimhen and I ended up watching for Lookman because he was their best player. And for Atalanta, he's a very good player. But listen, we'll just have to wait on that. But I do want to speak about let's speak about fullbacks. Who do you want Barcelona to get? Because I've seen Dumfries links. It looks like it's kind of breaking down, right? We've been linked with Grimaldo earlier in this window, like a month ago, 3 weeks ago, right? Who do you want as Barcelona? We've seen Vanderson, right? Vanderson, right? Um, who do you want as the Barca fullbacks probably for next year if we
Yeah,
just get one?
to be honest with you, I mean, it's so sexy to hear about all these players that are actually, great players. I'm not gonna bash on
Yeah,
them or
yeah,
anything. My point is Barcelona's finances. Like it just doesn't add up, bro. Like we can't be on the 1-1 rule. And here we are, talking about the Vandersons, talking about the Grimaldos, talking about the Luis Diaz. And right now, it just kind of makes me dizzy, to be honest, because it's like, dude, why are we talking about getting so many players when we don't have the money? Like, if we don't have the money, let's have the money first, and then we can have so much fun and be more realistic about who we're going to bring in. But if it was up to me, I'm fine. Like, sometimes it's not about winning the off season, and I think the Real Madrid wants to win the off season right now. Like, they just want to get all these
oh, yeah,
players,
yeah,
get their fans hyped up, and Real Madrid likes doing that. Real Madrid likes giving their fans hope. right? But at the end of the day, it's like we saw it in the Club World Cup. As soon as they faced somebody who was one of the best teams in the
Monster.
world, then what happened? They got annihilated, right? So it doesn't even matter that they have Dean. It don't matter they have Trent Alexander-Arnold. So to me, it's not about winning the offseason. I'm perfectly okay with having Eddie Garcia and Conde on the right, to be honest with you. And I know it's not sexy, and I know that's not going to get people in the chat, and I know that's not going to get people excited, but that would be the right thing for Barcelona to do. Now, on the left side, it's a totally different story. I would spend the money on Grimaldo. I would let go of Gerard Martin and just have Balde and Grimaldo on the left. I think that would be a huge addition for Barcelona. But, well, what are you saying?
I mean, listen, bro. Once the Dumfries rumors popped up, I can't even
No,
lie. Like,
Dumfries, no, bro.
really, bro, the guy, bro, this guy looked like prime Cafu, bro, prime Donny Alves, just absolutely cooking us in that UCL tie.
Yeah,
And I was
against
like,
Gerard Martin.
yeah. So you're saying Dumfries isn't that guy? The guy's physical. He's
No,
a tank.
the guy
He runs
has
up
a
and
great
down.
physicality, but what I'm saying is I know that he can help Barca, but what is he gonna do? Is he gonna be on the bench over Kunde, or are we gonna have Kunde as a CB? Because that's the thing. Like I don't know. I know he can help Barca, but for the price that we're gonna be getting him towards what he's gonna add to what we already have, that's kind of what I'm seeing. It's not that thing. I don't think he's a bum, right? I think he's an incredible player. He would bring
Dang.
physicality to the team. If we can get him
The
for the
whole
right
chat
price, then
saying
it's
Dumfries is
fine.
bad, The whole chat saying Dumfries is not that good. That's crazy. So maybe he just had his like, bro. Maybe he just had a legacy game versus
What did he do
Barcelona.
against PSG? He had
Fair enough.
Kvaratskhelia, Nuno Mendes. These guys had everybody on lockdown, dude. They even locked down even Lamine Yamal and on the Nations League. So Nuno Mendes is that guy, but dude, Kvaratskhelia, bro, and he
Yeah,
can
yeah,
do
he was cooking.
just as good as he does on offense. He can defense. That's the thing with him, dude. That's the cheat code. That's the real cheat code with Kvaratskhelia because he can track down, he can defend, and he actually had a couple plays against Dumfries where he literally ran back the pitch and stole the ball from him and went back in the counter. So that's insane, dude. That to me, I think that Dumfries is good. He would add physicality to Barca, but it's really
I
worth
know
the
what you mean. I know
price.
what you mean. I know what you mean. Because we have Kunde and Eric there. So I hear it. I hear it. But then, I mean, if we do address fullback, bro, I guess Vanderson would be my second next choice because he can play right back, left back. Deco rates him in. I've always said Deco, I have my, concerns with him, but Deco knows talent. Like Deco, the guy that we're linked to, they're not bums, bro. They're actually good players. They would
Listen,
help the system.
when you
And I
have
would be
time,
okay with it.
watch Banderson. Have you watched him a lot? I know I watched him the few times that I watched him. I know he's good. I would definitely take him, but let's not act like we need a right back. Isn't he a right back or
He
he
can
can
play
play both?
both, though. That's the thing. He can play both,
What's his
but he's
price
mainly
tag?
a right
What's his
back.
price tag?
I think it's around 30 million. So, I mean, I don't
So he
know
would
though. This is the
cost you
thing.
double than Grimaldo.
Yeah, Grimaldo, I think would cost like 17-ish. Like, so yeah, I know what you mean. But this is the thing though, with Vanderson, right? I'm not very impressed with him, but I've only watched him like 2, 3 times. So I'm not gonna make very big judgment. At the end of the day, Barca volume. I always say when people are saying, what do you think about this player and that player? I always say, listen, that's Deco's job. That's Laporta's job. They got scouts that they hire, bro. You guys watch them, bro. I'll react to them. You know what I'm saying?
When
So
that's funny. When people ask me, you know what I say? Depends on the price.
I hear it, bro. Like, bro, like, listen, bro, it just is what it is. Barcelona, they hired scouts. They got to deliver, bro. And at the end of the day, if it's Vanderson, I mean, I'm sure that the board's going to make the right decision for a fullback. I don't think it's like, I don't think also a fullback, I don't think that it can go wrong like that. With the left wing, it's very important. With the striker in the future, very important. With fullback, just be technically adequate, right? And you should be all right. Defend and be technically adequate. What I will say on Grimaldo, just like Dennis said, right on cue, I like Grimaldo offensively, but defensively, bro, he's not that good. Defensively, Gerard Martin and Grimaldo's a bit faster, fair
My
enough.
God.
But, bro, Grimaldo is not that good of a defender. I've watched one of their games. I forgot which one in the UCL. It was Leverkusen, and they lost because Grimaldo lost a 50-50 duel, and then the player was
Hmm.
through on goal, and they scored. It was in the league phase, I believe. And my thing is just that we lost this season. The games that we lost was because of defense. It was not because of offense. And I rather keep Martin if it's for Grimaldo, unless if we have money to spend on many guys, then fair enough. Get Grimaldo for Martin. Fair enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's what I would say. But just because of the price, though, like that, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes
Yeah, I hear
the
this.
sexy moves are always gonna be maybe all these sexy players and getting all this all this and that. But at the same time, it's like let's look at our finances and see where we are. It's like it's. Have you ever played poker?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is to me like so the way I look at I love poker, so like I can give you this kind of soliloquy right about poker real quick. It's like you can't play a higher just like a higher buy-in, like for example you can't play 25-50, right, small big blinds, if you don't have the kind of money to play those kind of stakes. You don't want to play the high stakes if you don't have money. Like if you have, let's say if you have $1,000, you can play like the smaller high stakes, but like the smaller stakes. But
Yeah, I know what
if
you mean.
you have more money, then you can play the higher stakes because it doesn't really matter to you that much. Or if you have the if higher bankroll, the same thing goes with like Barca, right? Like if they have a small bankroll, if Barca doesn't have the 1-1 rule, that means they have a smaller bankroll. So they should really go off for the guys who are cheaper. This is why all these clubs do. Dude, Borussia Dortmund, they make a living. Benfica, they make a living of finding these incredible, fantastic players for a fraction of the price, and then they go out and sell them. They put them on display, and then they go out and sell them for super
No, but
expensive.
that's my thing. I'm like, Barca, you know what we need to do? This is what we need to do with the left wing and the striker. Because now we're linked with guys who would cost big money. Barcelona, you seeing all the guys we're linked to, Nusa for money, even like an Alvarez. We need to get the scouts that are, you know what I'm saying, 100% committed that, yo, this guy's going to be a baller. And we have to do what Luis Diaz, remember how he came to Liverpool from Porto? We need to have the Porto scout or the Liverpool scout actually that says, yo, get this player right now. It would cost 30 million. In 2 years' time, he's going to cost 70. We need to have those type of scouts that they know that this player is going to be amazing, and then we can make the move before the move. You know what I'm saying? Before this
Yeah,
guy explodes, we get him for 25 instead of paying like 85. You know what I'm saying? We need that type of scout, bro.
Exactly, bro. Guys, let's see if we can get to 50 likes. I would really appreciate it before the end of the stream. We're gonna be wrapping it up real quick. Says my response is we are going to be able to
Yeah, I think
register.
we will.
Yeah, I think so. That's the thing. I know it's a little bit. I'm a little overboard on this whole 1-1 rule, but I have a lot of faith that Barcelona will register John Garcia, and had Nico Williams sign. Have we brought in Nico Williams and activated his release clause? I know Barcelona would have moved heaven and earth to be able to register Nico Williams as well. So I do hear what you're saying. Grimaldo is not that good enough on both sides. I agree with Nico.
You
Yeah,
know what? Real quick. My take on Grimaldo is just that how good is he defensively on Jared Martin? I don't think it's crazy. Offensively, he's better. Don't no questions. But defense was our issue. That's my only question marks. I like Grimaldo. If it's a 1-for-1 swap, I'm still doing it. But that's my only concern. You
but
know
I
what I'm
think the
saying?
caveat here also that has to be said is we're not asking these players to start. I think it's a difference when you're trying to acquire a player who's going to be starting and when you're going to have him on the bench. If it's off the bench, I'll take it. Like I'll take
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
some liabilities. People, if you're on the bench, you're a bench player for a reason. You're going to come in with some baggage, right? But can you get the job done when the number one is not there? That's my question. And if the answer is yes, and I think in the case of Grimaldo, I think the answer is yes. I think he's a very, very good player. He's very solid. Not too crazy on defense, but he offers a lot more than Gerard Martin offers on offense.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it's still a go to me, like for Grimaldo. Rooney, that Rooney kid is really good, dude.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm dying to see Rooney, dude. I
By the
am.
way, question to you. Are you gonna watch the preseason games? Because like this is the truth, right? Bro, the games for me are at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and you live in the same time zone as me. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah,
absolutely rough. I don't know what I'm
dude.
gonna do.
First of all, I don't even know who is going to broadcast the games. Do you know?
I got no idea if it's gonna be on YouTube.
I don't know if they're gonna, because they're preseason games. Nobody wants to pay for him, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to watch him here in the United States unless we have some sort of like I don't know. I know I know there's other apps, right, that will have those kind of games. But if somebody in the chat knows where we can watch those preseason games, I would love to watch him. I'm probably going to be watching them like not live. I'm probably gonna watch him like when I wake up or whatever.
Yeah,
I
that's the
probably.
thing. 3 a.m., bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch it at like 8 a.m. You know what I'm saying? When I wake up.
Oh
That's
yeah, no,
crazy.
I'm maybe reacting to the games, but it'll be like I'm gonna be posting like
It sucks
late.
because I wanted to do live watch alongs for it, but then I seen that it's 4 a.m., 3 a.m. Bro, I live with my parents, guys. My mom will legitimately, African parents. You guys know what's gonna happen, bro. You're getting the belt if you're streaming at 4 a.m., bro. You can't do that. Come on now. So it just is
Yeah,
what it
dude,
is.
I totally agree. I think Rooney was a total steal. I think getting Rooney was crazy, man. Getting him for 2 million euros. This kid wasn't this kid for like 50 at some point when he scored against Man United? I think he was like 50 or 60 mil at one point. That's insane, bro.
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't. So I saw the news that Flick's gonna regress the high line this season. I like that. I don't know. I wonder what news he was looking at because I don't believe that's
Oh
true.
no, that was from time ago. It was like legit like a month ago or like a month and a half. It was when we were struggling defensively, and basically Hansi Flick is like, I'm gonna address this in preseason. I'm like, yo, we got a semifinal versus Inter. What do you mean you're gonna address it in preseason? But they didn't have no time. They were playing a game every what's it called 3 days. So listen, we'll see what happens with the defensive adjustments he's gonna do though. So
I don't think Hansi Flick is gonna make that big of an adjustment because at this point it's like, why are we rebuilding? Why are we reconstructing our game plan when we literally just won everything? Everything Barca needs to just do what they do, improve on defense, which we did. We got a better goalkeeper. We don't know how Inigo Martinez is going to be next season, but we do have the Araujos of the world. We do have the Christensen of the world. Christensen, dude, if he can come back healthy, Christensen can very well take the spot away from Inigo Martinez. And Inigo Martinez played incredible last season, but I don't know.
now I have
What
a
are your
hot
thoughts
take
on
on.
Christensen thing?
Oh, Christensen, he has a great chance to be a starter. I'm telling you right now, Christensen, Araujo, brother. Listen, you know where it is. Also with the high line, I think you don't even have to necessarily change it. I think the first 70 minutes play the same way that we played this year. It's no problem. But the problem is like in the last 20 minutes, why don't we do a counterattack, like set back? Brother, our counterattack is very dangerous. We scored many goals off the counter, the quick transition. Bro, just sit back. Barcelona, we have Rafinha and we have Lamine Yamal's passing range. Bro, our counter to Ferran Torres, dude, in the last 20 minutes, a lot of the times we're up in games. I know we're the comeback kings, but there's a lot of times that we're up in games by 2. Just sit back. You know what I'm saying? Why let them have an easy goal in the high line? So, yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with D Money.
this is
So,
no, he will not. But he will be more fluid like PSG. I want to talk about PSG before we leave. I'll give 2 minutes on this, but I know you probably have to go too. But what I do see is like I wish we would have seen that final between Barcelona and PSG. Not only because Barca would have had a chance to win the UEFA Champions League, but also we had a chance to stack up against PSG, who was literally just ran through everybody in Europe.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
wish this Barca team could have played this PSG. Dude, I'm gonna. This is gonna be like the suspense that we'll never know how to figure out. Like how I wish we would have played and just to see like how, because Barca at one point was the best team in the world.
Can I be real?
Liverpool
Can
was
I
at
be
one
real?
point best team in the world, but now how do you think we would have stacked up against PSG?
Okay,
Man, they
I'm gonna
look
be
like they don't
dead
have
serious.
any flaws.
Can I be dead serious? Okay, I'm taking my bias aside. Celta scored 3 on us. Real Madrid, who are horrible, scored 3 on us. I think PSG probably would score 3 on us. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I hate to say it. I think we probably would have lost the final. We had a chance. It's like 60-40 PSG. We have a great chance to like, bro. One thing that this Barcelona team, do you watch boxing? We're like Deontay Wilder. This anybody in the chat, Barcelona, we just have that knockout blow that we just punch a team up. We score in bunches. We
Hmm.
do it, bro. You know Real Madrid, all these games that they
It's
in the
like
past
Mike
year,
Tyson, bro. It's like Mike
bro.
Tyson
We have
in his
work.
days. he was so unstoppable, but at one point it became apparent, right? Once the story was out, if you can survive 6 to 7 rounds with Mike Tyson, you had a shot because he would get
Exactly.
tired.
That's the same thing with Wilder, bro. We have a knockout blow, dude. Like Barcelona, we're the Deontay Wilder of football. We're dangerous because at any second we can score two in 5 minutes. Because that's just how dangerous we are. But going back to PSG, I think PSG probably would have won like 3-2, to be honest, because their defense is more reliable. They have Donnarumma. We had Chesney, who was okay, but Donnarumma is a match winner that they got.
They don't
So
have a
that's
weakness, bro. That's the thing. They don't have a
I mean,
weakness. Anywhere you look, they have outstanding
I
players.
think we
Like
would probably would have lost slightly.
and I don't know how Luis Enrique just I think Vitinha right now he needs to give he needs to give an amazing gift to Luis Enrique because
And
I
Usman
watch
Dembele.
dude I watch Vitinha because I watch I'm a huge Messi fan. So wherever Messi goes, I follow
Yeah,
him
yeah,
and I watch every game.
yeah.
Like even it's painful, dude. Like it's painful. Like I'm watching every Inter Miami game, and it's painful to watch. But it's my guy. I gotta watch it. So I watch every game for Messi with PSG. Dude, Vitinha was not it, bro. Vitinha was not it. And now they got Luis Enrique, and it's not a coincidence that now Vitinha is
Unbelievable
having the kind
player.
of season that he's having, and it's Luis Enrique, dude. He used to be a midfielder, remember? He knows how to put him in great spots.
Oh, am I
Opinion in
lagging,
it.
guys?
Yeah, yeah, you're lagging, but it has to do with Luis Enrique. I want to get your thoughts. This PSG team, dude, it's insane. It's just I can't believe they got Kvaratskhelia for 70. I just can't believe it's so unfair for the rest of the world. I don't know how we're gonna. I wish we would have stuck up. I actually think that Barcelona would have made it at least would have made it a game where it would have been
Yeah,
maybe a
no,
4-2, 4-3. But I wish we would have gotten that matchup so that we know how we stuck up against them, and I would have known what are we lacking towards next season to see what we need to do to win the Champions League. But
yeah,
do you
no,
think?
that we would have beat them. Listen, I think once again, I said like probably we would have lost probably 4-2, maybe 3-2, but we would have gave them a game, bro. We have things that, bro. No offense, right? Inter Milan beat us. They caught us at a good time, bro. Balde wasn't there. Kunde wasn't there. I still think we're better than Inter. Like nobody can tell me we lost to Inter because we lost to ourselves. We beat ourselves. I don't even think
Yeah,
it was that much because of Inter
seven
Milan.
shots,
So
7 goals, bro. Seven shots,
yeah,
seven
yeah.
goals.
You could say we got unlucky. You could also add that,
That's
but
ridiculous,
you need
bro.
luck. You need luck to win the Champions League. We've seen this. So this is the truth, bro. I think that Barcelona, right? If we play PSG, it probably would have been a competitive, probably a loss. But at the end of the day, we could have won. For all we know, how many big goals did Rafinha score this season? He could have had another one. I'm telling you guys, it could have happened. Like whenever I think we're out the water against Benfica, I promise you guys, I was watching with my friends. I was at school, and then I see Ferran boot the ball to Rafinha. And I was like, ain't no way. Can we steal this? Can we steal? And then he scores. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
incredible. You know what I'm saying?
it just really pissed me off that this Inter Milan was not it, bro. Like we saw it in the final, they had nothing. As soon as they had faced a team who actually played defense, that was my only issue with
Yeah.
Barca. We kept scoring, we kept getting concede so many goals, even up against Borussia Dortmund. Dude. We had him down on the ropes. Like it was like 4-1 at one point, and then it was like 4-3. I think at the end of the day,
Can
it's
I
like
say something though? This is why I think we can win the Champions League because when stuff goes wrong, Barcelona and previously we can't, bro. We're down 2-0, we're done. You know, away from home. But Barcelona are good enough that right now we have the mentality that we can come back from adversity. The problem is that you cannot rely on that. Oh, we can come back from adversity. We're very good. We believe in ourselves. You could do that. Great. You can win the Champions League with that. But fix up that defense. You don't want to rely on that. You don't want to always be down 2-0, right? If
for
Barcelona had
real.
a stable defense, bro, you can win the Champions League. Look at Real Madrid. They do miracles, but they're also got a stable defense in the years past. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you win it, bro. Honestly. So Andy said, "Yo, you guys let me behind. I just joined this live session. That's why you gotta activate the notification bell. That's why you gotta subscribe, guys. Please like this stream before we go. Any last words, man? We're gonna wrap it up. I know you have to go, and yeah, we're one
Yeah.
hour and 20 minutes. So I think that's a pretty good show for that kind of time. But yeah, but what are you saying, bro? What do you got coming up in your channel?
Bro. So I mean, I'm actually, bro. Listen, I'm probably gonna make a video about Fermin Lopez, bro. The fans, you know what it is? The fans, the Barca fans, they love Fermin. So you know, I was like, nah, the transfer news it's kind of been slow. I might go live tomorrow, guys. Probably a live tomorrow video today. Probably about Fermin. You know, a little sneak peek there.
Interestingly enough, you said that before you go. Are you surprised how slow the news have been with Barca after the Nico Williams thing? There was literally nothing, bro. Like, what are we
Oh my
doing?
word. It's like today we're finally getting snippets, like a little bit of news. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But it's still crumbs, bro. A meeting, it's just one or two reports saying there's a meeting with your stay and Hansi Flick. Probably happened. But my point is that ever since the Nico news, it's been very slow. So I've got some other ideas, some tactical videos that I think will be very interesting. And honestly, I want to do these videos. And I plan to do it whenever the transfer news go down. You know, there's always weeks that it's slower. So video on Fermin, live
Yeah,
stream tomorrow. That's what I got coming
but
up.
I
You
was
know,
just surprised. I was just surprised that that it was just so slow. Not just because there was no
unbelievable.
news. It's just like the after Nico Williams, everything died down. Like it was nothing. Like the not even the Bardhgi thing. Now I'm glad the Rooney Bardhgi thing is done, and now we can focus and hopefully Rashford, and we'll see who we get. But guys, before you guys go, before we leave, guys, please like the stream. Go subscribe to Jonas. I'm gonna leave his name in the title so you guys can click on it and subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our content. And guys, thank you guys for stopping by. I mean, the chat was crazy today. I'm so happy you guys showed up, man. I'm thank you for showing up in the chat. Anything else, Jonas?
Nah, listen, yo, chat, you guys delivered, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro. Oh, you guys will see us more often, bro. We love doing Barca content. It's work, but is it really work if you like to do
To,
it? So
for
listen, we'll be
everyone
here, guys.
for everyone watching, I have a live stream coming up. I haven't announced it yet. It's gonna be the Cules only episode 4 that was supposed to come out tomorrow, but he's not available tomorrow, and it's gonna be Barca Boy. Barca Boy is gonna be
Ooh.
my host for episode 4 of the Cules only podcast. But we're gonna do it. It's gonna be a live stream at 2 p.m. Pacific time on Monday. So if you guys can be there, I would really appreciate it with Barca Boy. And you guys stay tuned. I mean, so much exciting stuff. And it would be fun talking to him. And just like it was fun talking to you, Jonas, thank you for stopping by, brother.
Yeah. No problem, bro, guys. I'll see y'all soon.
Yeah,
Peace.
Visca Barca.
Visca Barca.